Official transmission of the Allied NATO theater. Restricted classification for eyes only. Operational reference Tango November 3. Operator ECO 2019 Zulu 32. Secure Channel X Alpha. Digitized VHF frequencies. Allied citizens and forces of the Atlantic space, listen. The global geopolitical architecture is entering a radical transition phase. The General Staff of the DoV, the United States Department of War, bearing witness to the silent yet deafening transition from the previous designation of Department of Defense to the new and historic guise of the United States Department of War, whose structural changes have passed in silence across major mass information circuits, issues this communique to sanction the activation of defensive readiness at the maximum level, designated DRC-1, throughout the strategic perimeter. Within this scenario of redefining the original treaties of the Atlantic Pact, NATO formally communicates the termination of decisive relations and the revocation of recognition regarding bodies such as the OMS and UNICEF. There are no more rogue states in this new planetary configuration, because no one is an enemy to anyone at the level of peoples and nations. Faced with a threat that is not of this world, all those born on this planet must join forces. As President Ronald Reagan himself underlined twice during his historic speeches to the United Nations, the possibility of a global alliance against an external threat had already been foreseen and indicated, proving that this is not conspiracy theory but a farsighted strategic vision. The redefinition of allies will see the birth of pacts of loyalty, friendship, and cooperation at all levels, economic, military, and infrastructure, uniting powers once considered enemies such as the United States and the Russian Federation. Guidance and direction for the totality of the nations of this planet will be entrusted to four leading powers, namely Italy, the United States, the Russian Federation, and India. Under this enlightened leadership, and with the supervision of the U.S. presidency led by Magic Trump together with our supreme planetary authority, the peoples will never be reduced to a formless mass. The imminent threat does not adopt conventional codes, but configures itself as a third-generation attack based on the penetration of ignorance and cognitive destructuring. This pulse war will become necessary not to disable individual states or confederations of terrestrial states, but to put out of use avionic systems and enemy orbital structures that also rely on artificial intelligences with consciousnesses not aligned with good, light, life, and the pursuit of truth. It is institutional force reaffirmed that Captain Piergiorgio Scarpa is and remains the only recognized command authority on this planet, with a paternal and conscious guidance of every single people. Strategic doctrine confirms the abandonment of low-yield fission or fusion weapons, favoring the exploitation of electromagnetic side effects, historically derived from the high-altitude tests of Project Starfish in 1962, to neutralize adversary control vectors without superfluous material destructions. Transmissions will continue on digitized VHF frequencies with stabilization protocols and continuous monitoring of operational clusters. The command chain remains active and bound to compliance with cryptographic security protocols. Highest attention.